The Nobel Prize was established in 1901 with the help of late inventor of dynamite Alfred Nobel, to award those who, during the preceding year, shall have conferred the greatest benefit on mankind. The prizes have been awarded to hundreds of people since its conception, and has been regarded as the ultimate prize when it comes to peace, science, or literature. The Nobel Prize helped further the advancement of mankind by promoting peace and innovation in science and literature. Alfred Nobel, the man whose fortune funds the whole Nobel organization, was born on October 21st, 1833, in Stockholm, Sweden. Alfred Nobel's father, Emanuel Nobel, taught Alfred the basics of engineering. Emanuel Nobel also produced naval mines. The naval mine business was very profitable, especially during the Crimean War. Thanks to it, the Nobel family was able to afford to get Alfred Nobel tutoring so he could get a good education. Unfortunately for Nobel, after the Crimean War, the business failed because of lack of orders, leaving the family poor. As a young man, Nobel shared his father's interest in explosions and sought a way to make the violent explosive properties of liquid nitrogen somehow more controllable. In 1863, he succeeded in detonating nitroglycerin from a distance with a gunpowder charge. Nobel then went on to patent the mercury fulminate detonator, a crucial component for the development of high explosives. Nobel then established factories in Hamburg and Stockholm, and soon New York and California. However, his name became controversial after numerous fatal accidents in the transit and use of his inherently unstable product, including an 1864 explosion that killed Nobel's own brother, among others. In 1866, after the devastating loss of his brother, and an explosion which destroyed his Krumel plant, Nobel sent out to make nitroglycerin safer to handle. Alfred Nobel then devoted all of his time to finding a safer alternative to nitroglycerin. After a while, Nobel found out was that if you mixed nitroglycerin with a sort of clay, it stabilizes it and makes it much less volatile. He called this dynamite. While dynamite is not quite as explosive as pure nitroglycerin, it can be packaged in sticks and made to cause the same amount of damage. In 1867, Nobel patented dynamite, and it became a hugely successful product, making Nobel a very rich man. Nobel originally intended dynamite to be used for mining, but the various militaries of the world envisioned using them to blow people up and cause mass casualties. Alfred Nobel did not like this at all and often felt very guilty about being the so-called merchant of death. Over his lifetime, Nobel amassed over 350 patents, and most of them did not involve exploding things. Some of them include creating synthetic rubber and artificial silk. In his old age, Nobel became ill and depressed, even suffering occasional seizures. At one point, he was even prescribed nitroglycerin, the medical form, which he thought was extremely ironic. Something that definitely didn't help his paranoia was the fact that a French magazine mistook his brother Ludwig for him and ran an obituary for Alfred Nobel. The title was "The Merchant of Death is Dead." It spooked Nobel. For Nobel, it was a great shock, since for the first time he saw himself as the outside world saw him, an industrialist who had amassed his wealth from weapons and invention of dynamite. In fact, Nobel had never intended his explosives for wartime use, but for road building and mining, and he had long felt guilty that he invented substances that were the means of destruction. And Nobel's greatest wish was to see an end to armed conflict, and towards the end of his life, he dedicated much of his time and money to the cause. Nobel rewrote his will in 1895, and people all over the world were startled to hear after his death that he had left most of his fortune to a fund for the advancement of mankind by promoting innovation in science, literature. The will created 5 awards for accomplishments in chemistry, literature, medicine, peace, and physics. The problem with Nobel writing his own will that it was a total legal mess. He entrusted the bulk of his estate to a foundation that did not yet exist. He did not explain the mechanism for determining prize winners, and he had not discussed his plans with the groups assigned in his role to hand out the prizes. It took many years to solve all the lawsuits and unanswered questions, but the first prize was awarded in 1901, and it's been awarded almost every year. Nobel is now known all over the world for his amazing prizes. These are the medals for all the respective prizes. That was literature, medicine, physics and chemistry, and finally, the Peace Prize. Famous winners of the Peace Prize include Martin Luther King, the Dalai Lama, Nelson Mandela, President Obama, the Red Cross, United Nations. Winners of the Nobel Prize for Physics include Albert Einstein, Lord Rayleigh, and Madame Curie. For medicine, discoveries such as penicillin and the use of radiation to cure cancer have also won Nobel Prize. The prize money that comes with winning the prize is over $1 million. In conclusion, the Nobel Prize was created by a rich man wanting to be forgotten for his invention that was being used for evil purposes. He created the Nobel Prizes to create a new legacy, promoting innovation and peace. The Nobel Prize helped further the advancement of mankind by promoting peace and innovation in science and literature. In chemistry, physics, and medicine, it rewarded people who innovated, inspiring them to do what they did. It also then provided funds to each recipient to continue the development of their innovation. It also promoted peace in new ways by rewarding individuals and organizations for helping mankind and promoting its advancement. All the Nobel Prizes are truly noble and help further the advancement of mankind greatly.